Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing? Welcome to our 6th episode of the Noscast. Thanks everybody for joining us. We're here again live as usual at a shared podcast studio. Love being here. Joining us for the first time on the Noscast this week, introducing my man Stark.
Excited to be here.
Yeah, and then we got, as always, my main man Jay Holland.
What's good? What's good?
Back again joining us today. We also got Murdoch.
What's up?
And then, as always, my main man Greg.
Hi.
How's everyone doing? How we been this weekend?
I'm feeling amazing.
Yeah.
Refreshed. Great.
Yeah, I'm doing good. Today's my first day back at work, so it's just a little bit of getting back into the habit of commuting to the city and dealing with the public. But you know, I'm doing good.
How safe has that been?
My job, they took a lot of precautions. The only thing that was a little crazy was like taking the PAV train back over here because like it was a lot of people since it was after work. But you know, I was still social distancing, so nobody got to worry about anything like that. Had the mask on, so it was pretty safe.
Please keep y'all mask on. Please. Speaking of mask, did y'all see the Target protest, the parade, anti-maskers that happened?
I feel like people just want to be a part of something. It's just like, oh, well, I want to protest about something.
It's like when you never been oppressed in your life before, you find the stupidest things to be like, no, we have to fight back against this. It's like, bro, this is for the health of everyone else. Stop being so selfish. Not everything is about y'all. Like, just wear masks. Like, you gonna run up in a Target? Out of all people, and I love Target, but I would hate to go to Target if I went there and then a damn anti-mask. I hate these terms. Anti-maskers. Yeah, bro. And it was like a mix. It was Karens or what's Kyles? I was about to say, what's the male equivalent? Kyles.
I would say
Keiths.
Yeah, I think it's Kyle. It's Kyle.
Kyle, Keith.
It's Kyle.
Kyle, Keith, Todd,
Brock,
Eli.
Brock.
You know,
I don't know. Keith kind of sound like a brother name. I don't know.
you know, like
Keith could go either way,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I always say Brock is top, like God tier of white names because you are not gonna find a black guy named Brock.
Brock is the Jerome of white people names. You know,
That's the Jamal of white names. Cody is a Jamal of white names.
but damn, like we got anti-vaxxers, anti-maskers, which is now a thing, and I don't know. We just running up in Target. You know, and there was kids with them too. So I'm like, yo, these like kids are impressionable. Like you're telling them like what you're doing is cool and what's right. I'm like, nah, this is you're stupid. You're all dumb.
Yeah,
you're all dumb. I hate it.
And kids are like incubators for disease. Like they're incubators for like just viruses and stuff. And I remember I was at the mall and it was weird because I would see parents with the mask on, but then the kids don't have a mask. I'm like, oh, so COVID's only for adults. I get it. Okay, that's what it is. Like really?
I think with the election too, people kind of just took the mask and made it political rather than safety and health. So it's like if you're wearing a mask, you're a Democrat basically, and if you're not wearing a mask, you're
Wearing a mask is a liberal hoax.
It's like it's so stupid. Like
Liberals and their damn science.
And the virus was created by that goddamn Obama.
I'm like, well, I don't know. This is your people. Y'all voted for it. Please vote. Again, we said this before, but just vote, please. So we can't do this for another 4 years. Fuck this.
Yes, it's very important to go out and vote this November. Please go out
regardless
and vote.
who you vote for, just make sure you go vote.
No, sir, there's no time for that. Like, don't vote. Vote Democrats.
I don't care if our audience is Republicans or Democrats. Whoever they are, I don't want to offend neither side. Like, just go vote and just, use your voice because your voice is power. That's
It's
all
very important. It's a very important time. We said this 4 years ago, and nothing's changed. It only got worse. So this is very, very important now. So again, wear your mask. Please vote. And hit that like, comment, subscribe, and all that other good stuff on this YouTube channel. We appreciate it. All right, but just getting into some other things. It's a lot of gaming news happening this week and the past few weeks. Starting with the revival of the gaming program network G4, which I'm excited about. clap it up. Clap it up.
Resurrection.
That channel, like I said, that channel was for us. That was the only thing, we had besides like growing up and seeing some shows about gaming, like Nick Arcade, like, which was great. I remember even G4 used to play reruns of it was a show before, like most of our times. I think it was called Starcade. I believe that's what it was called.
I'm not too sure, but G4 did nothing but like replays.
There was like an arcade. It was like Nick Arcade, and I think it was called Starcade, but it was in like the early 80s or late 70s. I think that's what it was called. Like, I don't know if y'all remember, but they also had a bunch of other newer shows that I'm sure y'all familiar with, like X-Play, Attack of the Show. And their Twitter accounts also went live again once this announcement came out, which is great to see. So I'm assuming that those shows will be coming back to the network. I don't know where the network's going to be. I heard that it's now under NBC Universal. So I don't know if when they bring it back, if it's gonna be streaming to like Peacock or something
Peacock.
like I'm hoping I hope it gets its own channel before, but it just goes in a better route that it did, because I remember when G4 got to its later years,
it took a bit of a dive.
It took a dive because we just got nothing but reruns of like Cops and Cheaters. And I was just like, man, what the hell is this?
Like, Cheaters really reinvented itself on G4. Like, that's all it was airing was Cops and Cheaters.
Is G4 gonna be the one to revive Cops?
Yeah, right.
Cheating.
So I was just like, hopefully it's a better focus, and I hope they kind of open it more, like, because with gaming, such a lot of great content, but I think this is at a point where they can open up to, kind of like almost like how this podcast is. We talk about not only gaming, but like, anime and, comic book movies. I think they could go like full spectrum for their audience, because their main audience is all into these things, so I think they don't gotta like box themselves in.
And gaming has evolved so much since then with like streaming and all sorts of things. Like there's so many things
I could see them doing like partnerships with like some of the exactly. So I was like, if they just open up, the box, and we don't have to rely on reruns of like stupid reality TV shows that no one really gives a damn about. So, but I'm excited. It's barely coming back in 2021.
I'm excited about it. I'm hoping that if you remember the early days of G4. I don't remember the show Judgment Day.
Yes.
Like shows like Judgment Day. Like I really wanted to kind of go back to that model, but also like you said, open up the box just to the nerd culture, because I feel like there's not a channel that's part of that culture. So it's like, okay, we're bringing G4 back, but we're gonna incorporate comics. We're gonna incorporate movies. We're gonna cover not only like PAX, and PAX East. We're gonna cover Comic-Con. We're gonna, what I mean? Like, I hope that it just opens the door to other genres of the nerd culture.
And show some video game movies.
Yeah.
Show Mortal Kombat. Show
Super Mario.
You could skip Annihilation, but first one, great. Super Mario Brothers. Say what you want about that movie, but it's near and dear to my heart.
Yes, it is.
Double Dragon, if you want. I
wouldn't
skip
that
one.
I wouldn't go that far.
Street Fighter movie, man. I need to see. I'm biased.
Listen. I kind of like Street Fighter. Like the same way people like love it, or they hate the Mario movie. I kind of have that same.
See, like I could see that, but for some reason, I can never look at that movie the same way I look at. I don't know, because the Super Mario Brothers movie, if it could work on its own if you didn't even call it Super Mario Brothers movie. It would still be, that movie's even relevant to this day. You gonna tell me Dennis Hopper? He even looks like Trump.
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, are we not in Dino Hatton right now?
And I will say, I don't know if this was just me. Anytime I watched that movie as a kid, remember like the fungus that was overtaking the city that was the king? To me, it looked like cheese. So anytime I watched that film, I wanted a slice of pizza with extra cheese. I was just like, I want mozzarella right now. Why? This is so weird, But yeah, it was out of his time. Like, yeah, he essentially was Trump running the city, and
I
And
told
we
you. That's
are
what I'm
in
saying.
this-
That movie could work if you didn't. You could take out the names Mario, Luigi, Mario, which I don't even think was a thing until the movie came out. Because if you think about it, if they're called the Mario Brothers, then yes, Mario's name, his last name has to be Mario. So I don't know. Like I said, glad G4 is coming back. I'm looking forward to it.
And they're getting like Olivia Wilde back, and a lot of it seems like they're doing talks.
Olivia Munn. Yeah,
Olivia Munn.
Yeah. Oh, I say Olivia Wilde coming to G4. Word.
We was about to say, we're about to be lit.
They seem like they're doing talks to try to get some of the original people back, and
For Attack of the Show.
Probably some of the original programming as well.
Was it Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb? They used to host X Play. So I'll be happy to see them again. You know, so they had a weird robot battling show on there. I remember too.
You moved to G4? I remember when I was on Comedy
Yeah, I
Central.
used to turn the channel on that. But like one thing with kids, like not even kids, but gamers these days is like I know like kids. I don't want to say kids, like just said it, but like you know people your age, it's like you know y'all got YouTube, y'all got Twitch, where y'all have access to these games live. Like as soon as the game trailer comes out, y'all have access to it. We had to watch like G4 for like shows, and like then be lucky to get a new episode. It'd be like you said, rerun. So like it'd be a while before we.
And even before G4, you had to see it in like Tips and Tricks magazine and Nintendo monthly, Electronic Gaming Monthly.
Essentially,
that was your preview.
Essentially, you don't know what it was like to come up in the dark ages.
Yeah, G4 was a little bit before my time.
Damn. Okay. Well, you're gonna learn when it comes back. Speaking of something that is around your time, something newer. Glad to hear that the Scott Pilgrim HD Complete Edition is being ported to the new gen consoles.
Yes.
Just clap it up for such an amazing. Not only just the books, the movie, and the game. Like this has been like every medium of Scott Pilgrim has been amazing. Like this never really had anything where it's like, well, the books were great, but the movie was or the game was trash, but the books were great. Like everything Scott Pilgrim was amazing. So I'm glad this HD collection and complete edition is coming out.
That game's so good.
It's amazing.
Amazing game.
In the style of like traditional side scroller, beat 'em ups, and even has like, a leveling up system, stuff you get in like games like it's very reminiscent of stuff like, River City Ransom. You guys ever played that game? John or Stark, I know that's a little foreign to you.
Stark was like, what?
I did play Scott Pilgrim though when I was younger.
But
yeah, like River City
Double Dragons and Streets of Rage,
Final Fight.
Yeah.
The whole like Scott Pilgrim medium is such a homage to video games, and then when they actually put it in video game form, they were able to properly like homage it in itself, which is so impressive.
It's beautiful, and I love the music in there. The game looks great. The music is amazing. The music is done by a band Anamato-Gucci. Nice. Use like very chiptune, 8-bit like synthesizer stuff like that. So they just really created such a beautiful atmosphere. And like I said, the game looks impressive. It sounds impressive. I love the soundtrack. Glad to be seeing it come back on the next gen consoles. Other stuff in gaming, the PS5 conference was earlier today.
Yes.
So how y'all feel about that?
Team Sony
all the way.
We still fanboying in 2020.
Listen, y'all do the whole Xbox talk, and I'm here on the panel, so I can represent Sony today.
We didn't just say like, yo, Microsoft got it on lock, yo. We said, hey guys,
like,
did you hear about the price and release date?
It was like, hey guys, we have a new price where they have a price plan, and it's safe, it's family friendly.
We were playing no bias at all.
Listen, we're thinking economics here, okay? We're thinking economics here, okay?
But listen, the same plan, the same rollout that the Xbox has with the payment method, you can still do that for PlayStation. You might just have to do that through a third party, but it's the same option essentially.
Do you have to have like good credit? Like,
there's apps for that. I
gotta go through.
Ain't nobody trying to go through all that. Listen, brother.
If I can't walk into GameStop and be like, yo, put me on this payment plan, and they say no, then I'm saying, all right, Xbox Series X it is.
Exactly. But also, PlayStation might have that. We don't know that yet. So
then they should have said it today.
Exactly.
This is like in 2 months. Xbox gave us this information.
Listen, there's casual gamers and then there's real gamers.
Your argument is just getting weaker and weaker.
I'll admit that the games that they've shown off for the Sony do look more better than what we've seen so far for.
That's what
for
I'm
the
going
Xbox.
off of. I've been an Xbox launch person for the last like couple things, and Sony I bought a PS4 last year, and I've been playing the entire past year just PS4 exclusives, and now all the sequels are coming out, and I'm like, Halo's delayed, so like, what am I?
So it's just like,
I'm gonna get both probably, but like I'm gonna get the PS5 first,
eventually,
and then I'll get the Xbox down the line.
I'm just trying to work out with this holiday season, which I'll get first. Like I said, the fact that you can pay for the Xbox like a phone, that is a good selling point for me. I love the backwards compatibility. I don't know if they said anything about backwards compatibility.
What they did say is these exclusives, my brother.
Okay, you're right. Okay, so they did say exclusive. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, as far as games, a lot of things look impressive.
You can't use PS4 controllers on PS5.
You can? Okay.
You can't. Yeah.
You can do it on Xbox.
No, listen, hold on, let's clarify. You can use PlayStation 4 controllers on PlayStation 5. However, it has to be a PS4 game.
See, that's way too much. They are doing the most.
Backwards compatibility.
I keep telling you, your argument is just going down the tubes.
So let's talk about the games that PlayStation 5 has.
The Hogwarts game
I'm excited for.
is the one I'm excited for the most.
Me too.
That's multi-platform though.
Is it?
Yeah.
All right, so I won't count as exclusive. But nonetheless, I am hyped for the game because this is like an open world Harry Potter game.
I like that it's not in the years of Harry Potter too. You know, it's like its own mythology in Hogwarts, which is cool.
Beautiful. I want to be able to customize my own wizard and all that stuff like that. So
I saw some wizards of color and minorities in the trailer.
Exactly.
Black people moving away from J.K. Rowling.
just keep J.K. Rowling away from this game. Just keep her away from this game. I swear. Let this game be written by anyone but her before she ruins it all.
Listen. I know we're not getting into this, but all I got to say about J.K. Rowling is like, who hurt you? Who hurt you? Like
apparently someone transgender, because this all started with that, and then her whole
and now she's doing a book about a serial killer
who dresses up in drag and kills women. So I'm just like, ugh.
Like you are literally the you're like
I said, when you ask who hurts her, someone that was transgender. Apparently,
like who hurt you? Like who raised you?
I say the same thing about Tyler Perry all the time, because the way he paints and portrays black men in his movies is unbelievable.
Dark-skinned black men.
Dark-skinned black men. Because
if you're a dark-skinned black man, you're a woman beater and you're a killer. Like it's.
Listen. I've said this. I've said on many occasions that Thanos ain't got nothing on Tyler Perry villains like Thanos, Lex Luthor, even the Joker. The Joker's like, God damn, Tyler, what the hell, bro? What are you doing? Like.
Speaking of Thanos, let's take it back to PlayStation.
the Miles Morales Spider-Man game looks amazing.
I'm hyped for that.
You know, and I want to play. I didn't even get a chance to play the Spider-Man.
The last one.
And that game itself is like a movie. Like if you haven't played that game, I recommend that game. Don't even play the game until Miles Morales comes out, because then you can play that game along with Miles Morales, and you have a complete, like, 2 movies in essentially. Like,
in my opinion, it's the best game on PlayStation ever so far.
Okay. All right.
Personally,
I'm gonna say God of War. I was hyped with the God of War announcement at the end, but Spider-Man's great, and you gotta
Spider-Man is definitely the best Spider-Man movie that you can play.
I feel like all the Spider-Man games have been like that. Like they all not all. There've been some misses, but majority of them actually have been very good.
Yeah, my favorite is still Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, that started the whole like open world
PlayStation 2.
Yeah. That was my favorite one, Spider-Man 2.
I think the Amazing Spider-Mans were a miss.
I've heard good things about Amazing Spider-Man 2, but I just haven't played it.
I didn't even bother. The movie didn't turn me on, so I said I'm not supporting this in any way at all.
The original Spider-Man for PlayStation 1.
Yes.
With the Carnage Doc Ock at the end.
I love that game.
The most stressful.
I rented that game from Blockbuster, finished it within like the night I rented it, and I was like, nah, I gotta do it all over again. It was too fun. It was like, it's not a game. I didn't even feel bored or disappointed the fact that I was able to finish it in one night, because it was so damn fun. I was like, let me just do this in 20 million other outfits that you could unlock, you know. So,
and that's a big thing on the PS4 one. There's tons of it. You can play the Sam Raimi outfit. Yeah, when they added that was.
And
I like how that's been like a staple in the Spider-Man games, just having different outfits.
And the content, it was all free. It was fluent. Like every other month, like you would have a different Spider-Man suit. And the download content they would put out where they had Black Widow. I mean, not Black Widow. Black Cat.
and
Hammerhead.
Yeah,
there was some cool stuff.
Miles Morales Spider-Man. This is coming 2021.
I think it's
No,
launched.
this is-
Oh, this is launch. No, this is a launch title. This is a launch title. Okay.
But this is like it's like not the size of a full game. It's kind of like scaled back a little bit. I don't know if anyone played the Uncharted games, but they've been comparing it to Lost Legacy.
Yeah.
Like it's not gonna be like the size of like the Spider-Man 2 game, but it's gonna be like a packed full game in between the two games.
All right.
But even with the little bit of content we saw today, I noticed that the game did look a lot smoother. And
Yeah.
even improved on camera angles that I noticed.
Yeah,
like it looks
definitely.
like all the even the fight scenes. The fight, like the combat in there, looks very, very cinematic. Like it doesn't look like you get games. It's like the cinematics look great, and then the actual gameplay looks trash. Where it's like everything in here looks beautiful. Like the fight scenes that they were showing off look like you're still watching, the movie and everything. So
you got all of Miles' powers now, the invisibility and the Venom strike and stuff.
It was funny you mentioned that it looked cinematic because I didn't get like chance to watch the whole PS5 conference, but when I was driving, I was listening to it and it was playing that scene, and it sounded like a movie in my car.
Yeah.
I was getting gas, and the gas attendant was like, "What movie you got playing in here, brother?"
You gotta realize comic book
it was
movies have
so
been such a big thing where it's like these games now have to kind of reflect the movies like in a way, you know what I mean? So very, very excited for this coming out. I'm glad it's gonna be available on launch. What else was it? They showed Final Fantasy 16. Is it 16? I have not played a Final Fantasy game in a long time.
I think 10 was the last one I played.
Yeah, the exact same thing to me. 10-2 is the last one I played.
You played that?
Which one was
it
the
was
one?
good. I enjoyed it.
Which one was the one where like the trailer had them driving in a car?
That was the last one. 15.
15? Yeah, that was the last one I played.
Yeah, that's when they kind of like remodeled it, restructured the game. Because this one, I think with 15, they went more freeform fighting instead of like the turn-based fighting that it traditionally has been doing. So this one looks like it's following the same route. Also, they announced it before, but we just seen a little bit more for Resident Evil Village.
Yeah.
Which is weird. I don't know why they're not calling it Resident Evil 8, even though they kind of have an 8 in the Village. So
they like backtracked on that. They said it was Resident Evil 8 Village, and then they took the 8 away, and now they're like, we just want to refer to it as Village. Its own, like side thing, even though it's a sequel to 7. So
just call it RE8 Village. Like, it's not like y'all haven't had subtitles before. Resident Evil, Code Veronica, Resident Evil 3, Nemesis. Like, what is the big deal, Capcom? Like, and I just wish they would choose one look for that poor man Chris Redfield, because nowadays every game he looked completely different. It was starting with like 7 where, well, I was like, is that even Chris? Because at the end of 7, not to spoil it, because it's really the only connection they have to the old games. And so he shows up and he's like, my name is Redfield, and everyone assumes it's Chris. And I'm like, well, it can only be because there's only 2 Redfields in the entire series, really, Claire and Chris. So, and I'm just like, this guy has like scruffy like blonde hair. I'm like, that's not Chris. And it kind of looks the same in this, but they said it was Chris Redfield. So I don't know. Hopefully it explains why the hell he looks so different. Maybe it's really not him, who knows. But I love the RE series. So besides the Harry Potter game coming out, this is, nah, I'm wrong, because the next game I was gonna bring out, I'm probably more excited for.
What's the next game?
I was gonna say, man, y'all know the FNAF series, as FNAF stands for Five Nights at Freddy's.
It looks solid.
It looks, well, they're all solid, man. Like they're very short, sweet, simple games, but they give you a good scare. And why I'm so invested into a story, because the lore behind this series is so deep, but also very convoluted, to the point where it's like each game we get FNAF fans, we get excited for a new game, not only even though the format's kind of the same, they change up some aspects, with things, but we're looking for more clues to piece together this story. Like, and I keep saying about the lore and everything, because FNAF is the type of game where all the clues for everything you need to know about what's going on, they're hidden within the game. Like, some things you can only access by typing in a certain date or code, or say like in the very first game, there's newspaper clippings that flash on and off the wall. So just to sum it up, the very basis of everything is, especially with the first game, is that in this parody of like Chuck E. Cheese, you know, where they're singing animatronics at a pizzeria, there were 5 kids that went missing and turned out murdered, and the bodies were apparently stuffed in these animatronics, and the animatronics are now haunted by the spirits of these dead kids. It's very dark.
I gotta play this game.
Yeah, it's a very
great.
Yeah.
it took a
great game.
You gotta, and even just that, it took a lot of research of people on YouTube and everything to even just find out that part of, you know, like I said, the lore of the FNAF series is so crazy and convoluted. So with Security Breach coming out,
installment is this?
This
like
is
a numbered one?
the 8th game. So we had Five Nights at Freddy 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th game was Sister Location, I think was the 5th game. The 6th game was Ultimate Custom Night, and now this should be the 7th game, I believe, if I'm correct. There's been a lot so far because they got to a point where Scott Cawthon, the creator, was kind of releasing one game like right after the next, like a month or 2 apart. It felt like, you know. But like I said, this story is very dark, very complicated, very convoluted. So we'll get one piece of information in this game coming up, you know. So
I played the first one, and it used to like stress me the hell out. Like I would play it, and then I would get really tense, and I was like, shit.
Yeah. Okay. And it makes sense because it's like I said, they take something so simplified where you're just in a, especially like, I don't know if you're claustrophobic, you're in a first person view of in a tight security, you know, room, and you have 2 doors, one on the left, one on the right, and a camera. That's it. It's just you looking left, right, checking the camera, just stopping these crazy animatronics from coming in there to kill you. And so each game kind of followed like the same format. Some of them changed up. By the 3rd one, you were only trying to stop one animatronic. 4th game, you were basically a kid, and you were in your bedroom. And then we figured out from that game that you were living in a nightmare. So again, the story's dark. But you find out eventually towards the end of the game, you were a kid pretty much in a coma. But you were suffering, you know, nightmares while in this coma for 5 nights straight, you know, until you die.
That's a very that's like a very specific coma. Like,
so you were, because apparently, so there's this kid called the Crying Child. In one of the cutscenes you see, him and his brothers, they're at one of the pizza restaurants. He's definitely terrified of the animatronics because he's seen something there that frightened the shit out of him, that he doesn't want to go back. So his brothers are there, they're playing a prank on him, and they stuff his head into one of the animatronics. It malfunctions, crushes this kid's skull down, and apparently from that incident, you're playing as the kid in a coma for those 5 nights, and now you're being haunted by the same animatronics that you were scared of up until you die. FNAF, ladies and gentlemen. Can't wait for it.
Now, is that exclusive or is that multi-platform?
I don't think it's gonna be exclusive because, like I said, FNAF has always been on Steam and everything, and now it's been ported over to consoles. Like you could download all of them on PS4 and Xbox right now. And then they had the VR one that just recently came out, which is great. Yeah, that's another. Yes, I forgot the VR game. So this one should be the 8th game. I forgot about the VR. Five Nights at Freddy's. So Security Breach, like I said, I'm excited for it. What else was announced? Don't miss any?
I don't know if anybody was paying attention to it, but I thought Deathloop looked like a good game.
Yes, that game
is that really the time loop game?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I like the comic book sort of style and vibe it gave.
Same, and I've been liking the string of Bethesda shooters that they've been releasing, like Wolfenstein and Doom and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see what they got next.
Yeah,
especially
this
with
game
new
was very
It's
interesting.
really intense and fun time.
Yeah, so it's like you're playing as a character, and there's about 8 assassins you have to kill, but I think they're also trying to kill him, and you're trying to figure out different ways to get around, and you're stuck in a time loop, so you have to plan out, like, it's basically a lot of trial and error, basically. So they haven't given us too much. We only just really seen the gameplay in the trailer, but just off speculation, I'm guessing it's gonna be it's like kind of like a trial and error thing. Like, okay, if this method worked this time, or this doesn't work, so now you got to restart, kind of like do it again. Like, you're stuck in a time loop. It makes sense for it to play like that. So, you know, but it did look really good. I'm excited for that. They had Call of Duty Cold War.
Yes.
Black Ops Cold War.
Okay.
Yeah, that's supposed to take place in like the early 80s, right?
Yeah, the Cold War era.
Have you guys seen any of the footage from the actual campaign? Like how they really bring Miami to life?
I haven't seen mine. I just seen what they showed with the helicopter.
Yeah, the
and all
lights
that.
look very like vibrant, and you know, it's actually a multiplayer map, so
Okay.
it's gonna be insane when it comes out. Like,
Even that scene that they showed today was crazy.
Wild, yeah.
it kind of reminds me of, I remember I used to play it Scarface.
Yes.
Yes.
On
Scarface game,
PS2.
so
Yep.
it's gonna be like that, but just Call of Duty. So
Vice City, Scarface.
Yeah, Vice-
Now you got Call of Duty. You know,
Call it-
added with that Miami 80s aesthetic. You know.
Cold War.
Apparently, the Cold War started, but ended in Miami. It was the cocaine. It was like, hey, why are we fighting? Let's get high.
But what I do like with this Call of Duty that's coming out soon is they took more time with the solo player campaign. So it's like, you know, Call of Duty's never really been known for their solo player, but like, you know, Modern Warfare 2 had a good solo campaign. But they really took time with this one where it's like you can just play the solo campaign and just be satisfied with the game, as opposed to just buying a game and only going straight to multiplayer. So like they really took their time, gave it a decent story, and like you said before, like games now they're taking time to really make the game a movie in a sense where like you have replay value to play it again, you know, and play different aspects of the game. So
Yeah.
looking forward to it.
I'm probably still gonna just skip to the multiplayer. That's just me. That's just me. Like even I do the same thing with Halo. I do the same thing with Gears of War. Like it takes me like 3 years into it to maybe play a couple of chapters in the campaign, but I just go straight to story. I mean multiplayer mode.
Same way.
Like you know, I just
Man.
it's
Y'all playing backwards, man.
I'm all
Think
about
if you
campaign.
play like a first-person shooter, unless it's like something like Left 4 Dead that dealt with zombies, you're gonna play multiplayer. Like who?
Plus, it's like when I get
Why
on.
are you playing
When I get
the
on,
story?
when I get on, by the time I get online, everyone's online. So it's just like now I don't have time to because I'm gonna be getting spammed with invites to play. So it's like okay, you know, I'm just gonna play multiplayer.
Do you really want to be that guy that's like, oh, he's
No,
playing
like-
the story mode?
for this Call of Duty game, yes, I'm playing the story mode. Maybe not first for this one particular. I'm not too sure.
Don't backtrack.
But no, you know what? I'll stick to it. I'm gonna play the solo campaign
Keep that
first.
same energy.
They're gonna see his gamer tag campaign.
I'm gonna send
Campaign.
him when he comes out. He's definitely not gonna
Keep that same
Everyone
energy,
point
Jay.
and laugh.
Jay, keep that same,
I'm
keep
gonna
that same
play.
energy.
But when I play Halo, like I never even stepped foot in multiplayer without playing the campaign first. Like I always went through the campaign. I probably beat it in like 2 days, but I always did the campaign first.
So you're a
Halo.
purist. You're a purist in that
What does
sense.
that mean?
I don't know. I was just throwing that word
But
out there
this
to be
game
perfectly
has
honest.
a lot to offer.
No.
Like, it has a lot to offer. It's outside of just the multiplayer. You have the Warzone coming back. This game's gonna have the zombies.
Zombies,
There's
yeah.
speculation that there's gonna be Warzone mixed with zombies.
That's gonna be
This game has
crazy
a
for
lot
all
to
you
offer.
Warzone players, like and zombie fans. Like I know you're gonna enjoy this.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I have to pick it up because you got me with the zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you like Left 4 Dead,
Yeah.
then you'll love zombie more.
Okay.
Yeah, every Treyarch Call of Duty game has its own zombie storyline going on.
I'll just give us Left 4 Dead 3.
I know. We've been waiting for
Back
how
for
long?
Blood. You saw about that?
Which one?
That the studio who made Left 4 Dead 1 and 2, not Valve, but the other ones that were helping out, are making a spiritual successor to Left 4 Dead called Back for Blood.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm on board with that.
I'm
Yeah.
on board with that. I was a huge, I was a huge fan of Left 4 Dead. It was a point I was playing Left 4 Dead 1 and 2 like every single day.
Me and Wallace used to play, like, we used to just get snacks and just play Left 4 Dead. And we'll play, like, the Verzuz mode, so we, like, kill kids, basically. And, like, this one kid, he, like, screamed, like, so loud when we, like, popped up on him with, like, a smoker or something like that. Like,
And Valve is actually updating Left 4 Dead 2 with a new map for the first time.
Yeah.
And- but it's
Yeah, 'cause a lot-
made by the community though.
People's okay.
It's a fan
I had to
map
come
that they're
back.
Because fans
releasing
have
as
been still playing it. Like I still have my disc
I
copy
have
of
mine,
Left 4 Dead 2 because some of my friends they still play it. So when I jump on, I play with them and everything. Like it's amazing to see that the community is still so strong with this game. So it's like I understand Call of Duty Zombies and
They're
your,
Left 4 Dead, it just hit different.
your
and
Dead Islands and your State of Decays. You know they're great, but
Not Left 4
not
Dead.
Left 4 Dead though. So
I remember playing Left 4 Dead. How proud I was that I remember. It was Left 4 Dead 2. It was the like New Orleans state. In that last part when you had to go over that bridge, I was very proud of myself that I beat that on expert mode. The other 3 players I was playing online died,
Rip.
and I was the lone survivor. And you do not like anybody knows playing Left 4 Dead on expert mode is damn near impossible.
yeah.
That was like
I have an idea.
okay.
What we should do is Versus mode on Left 4 Dead. Half of Camp Nos versus the other half of Camp Nos.
I'm down with it.
I'm down with it. Let's do it.
Like
Sounds good.
I'll wipe the dust off my Xbox. I'll go back just for this.
Let's do it. Let's do it. And I love what I loved about the versus mode was like how strategic people were. I'd be like, okay, you're the boomer. Okay, you're the liquor or whatever you was. The guy with the hunter, the smoker.
Boomer.
So like, this is what you got to do. You stay here behind that bush, and then you get shot. They splatter. Then I'm gonna come out behind and attack, and then you get the smoker.
No one was as hard as what's her name? The witch.
The witch.
Is that her name? The
I
one
used to
who's
hate the witch.
crying all the time.
I know there's a certain somebody in this room that should not be named who used to always trip the witch every time we played online. High production.
As soon as we
But
That's you. You used to do that?
no, it was wow. I used to do that. Trip the witch. Be like, don't trip the witch, and then
Trip the witch?
This thing you know,
I want to see why she's crying.
yeah. Then this thing you know,
Start screaming.
and I used to hate the tank. Anytime you heard that music and you heard it roar, you're like, oh, not this fucker, not this guy.
I remember
Really?
the first
He was
time
an
I
ammo
heard
sponge.
the Tank's music, and it was like, what's going on? Why the music just changed? And then you just see this big brawler guy with these massive
And he
arms
would
chasing
hit the hell out of you. I never forget. I was playing with my brother Joe and his brother, and it was the first one, and it was I think it was like one of the added ones where you were like at this abandoned like barn.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember we were all on top of the roof, and the tank came, and I never forget Joe's brother getting punched because I was already dead. Like I was like on the ground. I got caught by the smoker. Zombies are kicking my butt, and all I'd see was just him being flown off the roof. I was like, holy thing. And here's the thing I loved about that game was that the zombies in there didn't eat you, they didn't bite you, they just beat the living hell out you. It felt like a gang initiation. It was like, am I being attacked by zombies or am I becoming a crip? I don't know what's happening right now.
If you were like to mod that game and add the skins from like the Warriors on it, it'd be a completely different game. Like,
Don't bring up the Warriors. That game was amazing. That game
it's classic. They need to
classic.
remaster it.
Yes, they
Put it
do.
back out.
We've lost many hours to that game, and
I mean, Rockstar can do it if they just stop giving us 50 editions of GTA 5. Like,
But why not?
how about
There's so
we
much
got
money.
enough of that? There's a lot of games I have in the back catalog that we would love.
Bully
updated
2.
Yeah.
that's still
Yeah.
yes.
Very good game.
They gave us an updated one that came out on the 360
The
and I
scholarship
think-
edition.
Yeah, which was great. So, but you know, like again, y'all got games like the Warriors, and I think they're doing LA. Did they redo LA Noir already? Because I remember
I think there was a
Oh, they
remaster.
did?
yeah.
Okay.
So the Warriors, man, I'm telling you, there's a lot multiplayer. Imagine that game multiplayer.
Multiplayer was it
In an
takes-
open world, like kind of like setting where it's like, okay, it's all New York City, like you know, this is Rockstar. They have the money to make this a thing, and then it's like just the same way you have Grand Theft Auto Online, but it's like instead like different boroughs in New York, and there's like different gangs. They have the Coney Island Warriors and the Baseball Furies and the
Hi-Hats,
Orphans,
the Moon Runners.
you know, and it's like you pick whichever you
gotta have
could
your rep.
customize your character, you could join whichever game like that. That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
But before you move on, I just
GTA
want
Online. We need more cars, bro.
We need more GTA 5.
Listen, they got the Batmobile in GTA Online. That was a mod for years. You can't turn that down. The classic Batmobile.
and this is why we won't get GTA 6
And-
because they
because
give
they
y'all
keep-
things like this.
Yeah.
and, well, they announced that GTA 6 is not coming to possibly 2024.
It doesn't need to. It does not
Yes,
need
it
to.
does.
It's so much money in Grand Theft Auto 5. I completely understand. Me and Joe used to spend hours playing Grand Theft Auto 5.
There's a lot to do.
Rockstar is like, if it ain't
The
broke,
thing,
don't fix it.
see the thing about GTA, like going back to like what we talking about, like Call of Duty and like the campaign multiplayer. I'm the opposite when it comes to like GTA. I love for the story, you know. The multiplayer I don't care for at all. Like I
Well, they never
played
launched the
it.
multiplayer right.
I think
The multiplayer launch is always super messy, and then like a year later, it's finally like in an
Polished up a little
acceptable
bit.
place. The same thing happened with Red Dead. Like it
Yeah.
came out and it was terrible, and now it's starting to like find its footing. But
they
it's like
polished it up. Yeah. Oh, we'll see. You know, but I mean, I was impressed with the Sony conference, so we'll see. Did they say a release date?
November 12th.
November 12th.
12th,
Okay. All right. Not bad. So we'll see. We'll see.
we got a 30-second trailer for Fortnite in the middle. Stuck in there.
Man, you kids and your damn Fortnite. All right, and back into some other news. Some TV show announcements. Mandalorian season 2, October 30th.
I know you're excited. Somebody's in there.
Best thing about Star Wars in the past decade, I want to say.
I don't watch Clone
You disagree?
Wars.
Okay.
but I've heard Clone Wars.
Clone Wars is great.
Clone Wars is great.
Watch it, and like I said, Mandalorian season 2. I love season 1.
I love half of season.
Yeah,
I love it.
I
can say a lot of people,
and
they
4
say that.
episodes are plot. And I like all the plot ones, and the filler ones that was hit.
To me, it felt like a Western Star Wars. That's what it felt like to me, with like a video game like plot to it.
Well, actually, it does, and I do agree. But if you watch The Mandalorian, and if you're like a kung fu film fanatic like I am, and samurai film fanatic like I am, you can tell that The Mandalorian season 1, or even just the concept of the show, is based off a samurai film called The Lone Wolf and Cub, also known as Shogun Assassins. If you don't know what that is, if you're a big Wu-Tang fan like I am, remember the Genius first album, Liquid Swords, but the intro came from those films. And if you watch that film, they really, literally just like, okay, we're gonna do a Star Wars version of this film. And they did it right. Like, it felt, that was the thing I liked about The Mandalorian, was that, okay, we know we're in the Star Wars universe, but it felt like its own thing. Like, it had its own vibe to it.
Which makes sense, because like George Lucas, he pulled the inspiration even with his lightsabers and the fight scenes. Like, he took those from like old samurai films. So it's good to see them reach back into like their roots of like inspiration. Like, and that is what makes Star Wars, great. I wish the new trilogy followed a formula like that,
Followed any formula.
They didn't follow any formula.
So inconsistent.
They kind of just like said, they just wrote it as they went and kind of just forgot, what made Star Wars Star Wars. But Mandalorian, like, it really made you kind of forget.
I felt like they winged it.
All of it.
They just,
let's not do that though. Kylo Ren was a good character.
Kylo Ren was great.
No, he was amazing.
He was the best part of it.
He's
calm down, Star. Calm down. I see you over there. He's like in his chair. He's like, finally, they're gonna do a Kylo Ren.
Slandered.
But as far as Mandalorian, like,
and they have a lot of new characters, and a lot of people from Clone Wars, and they're bringing back Boba Fett apparently. And they're bringing back a lot of like.
There's one scene where he's on the little rider, and someone on Twitter put up a little screenshot of it, and they said that's Boba Fett's armor. It's kind of hard to see, so it's one of those things you gotta look side by side and kind of like judge for yourself. So we won't really know till then. But they did say that Boba Fett, or at least his armor, something about him will be in this season, in the second season.
Well, I think they like cast him already. Like they're bringing in somebody from the
perfect. That's
because and a lot of people from the Clone Wars too. They're bringing it to live action.
Yeah. I'm hoping to see Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka in there.
I thought they would have shown her.
I think that's gonna be such a big. Because everyone who's been a fan of Clone Wars has been like waiting for this moment to see her live action. They're like, we were even hoping to see her possibly in The Last Jedi. There was some rumors and speculation, but it didn't happen. But for something that's as great as The Mandalorian, I think this is a perfect time to bring a live action version of her into it. So I'm mad souped for it, but not as excited I am for the greatest wrestler. The greatest women's wrestler of all time, Sasha Banks, in season 2.
What do you think? Who do you think she's gonna play?
I'm not sure. All the speculations that she's Sabine Wren. Everyone's saying that she's playing that character again. If you don't know, watch Clone Wars. Great show. Just watch it.
Everything will make sense. Show. Yeah, Bob,
brand new still. What?
Did they announce that Sasha Banks was in it? Or
she's in
the trailer.
So the girl in the dark robe.
Was the trailer the announcement that she was in it for the first time?
It was rumors. It was rumors. Like, people weren't 100% sure, even me, because I just remember the rumors. And then now seeing her in the trailer, it was like, okay, when she did take that time off from wrestling, not only for, just her wrestling sake, because she was upset about everything, she apparently was shooting, stuff for season 2 of The Mandalorian. So, but yeah, she's in the trailer. You see her and everything. So, I'm hyped.
Yeah, I think Star Wars is on the right track here, even though I personally was okay with the sequel trilogy. I know a lot of people hated it.
You were okay with it.
You're okay with it. We were not okay with it. I wasn't okay with
The Mandalorian. I was.
Yeah.
Mandalorian.
Are they still doing Obi-Wan? Is Obi-Wan?
Yes, Obi-Wan.
That's supposed to just be one season though.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's
As long as Ewan McGregor's back,
Yeah.
it's gonna be fine.
And they said that they're taking a break from Star Wars movies for like 4 years. They need to. They said they want to take a break on just like the movies and just focus on the TV and like reset themselves.
They should
There's a
get
lot
a
of
game.
rumors
They should
of
get a
drama
game
behind
plan
the scenes.
going.
They should.
You know.
Oh yeah,
That's
because
the thing.
it showed in the last trilogy. It was so much inconsistency.
It was
with
very rushed.
It was very rushed. I was just like, what is happening right now? Like this is.
Yeah, the first movie was like the first one was a good launching point. Second movie threw everything out. Third movie threw everything out of the second movie. So I was like, oh, this is.
They had no clear direction.
Yeah.
Where The Mandalorian was just a nice, streamlined, cohesive story. I have to get this little thing from point A to point B. And it was simple. It was good.
Like they
you know?
made the story more complex than what it had to be.
So
I'm
I
excited
know
to
he's
see more of Giancarlo Esposito.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
with the Darksaber.
Darksaber. Yep.
No one plays a villain like he does. I tell you, he's the number one go-to guy as a villain. Like it's to the point, like I really think he's not in real life, obviously, but to the point I'm thinking like this dude's really evil. Like this guy like plays the best villains.
Yeah. I think we're gonna hopefully we get some more background into. I'm not calling him Baby Yoda like you normies do because he's not been confirmed
He's
to
not
be
Yoda.
All right, we gotta call him the child, as you know. So I know and it seems like he's trying to. It seems like his mission, the Mandalorian, is to get him back to his people, as she was saying. So I guess we're gonna see more of that race that still doesn't have a name, at all. So
I just know. Well, we don't even know if Yoda's from Dagobah. That just could have been a place he was just hiding out,
chilling out.
He
was in
on the run
exile.
from
So
the-
yeah.
exile from
And
the
who would
Empire.
want to go to a crappy swamp planet? You know, who's gonna go there and look for?
I want to go to Coruscant where it's lit, man.
We got a lot of good stuff coming in October. Spooky month. You know, all the movies got pushed back. So, but I'm glad to see a lot of the shows, you know, still on track. You know, because there was a couple of October 25th. So 5 days before The Mandalorian. You know, you can laugh your ass off with Eric Andre season 5. And just going into the reoccurring meme on this podcast of our Will Smith news. Yes, we know.
All hail Will Smith. All hail Big Willie style.
This is actually like say, you know, a good. We can finally actually bring it up where it doesn't seem random, you know, like it did some episodes. But Janet Hubbard, the original Aunt Viv, who we talked about last time, looks like they have reconciled their differences.
Yes.
So when they shot the 30th reunion special, they tweeted out a picture of Will Smith and Janet Hubbard, you know, sharing the conversation, some laughs, some smiles. So I guess they were able to work out everything, put their differences aside, and kind of just come together for this 30th reunion special coming out. They said to HBO Max sometime around Thanksgiving. So that's good to see. You know,
watch Big Willie while you eat your turkey.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm glad they did. Like I said, you know, especially with the passing of James Avery, I don't think it's, you know, I don't think they should really hold on to any grudges like that. You know.
Yeah, and she was really a big part of the show. And I mean, honestly, you know, she may have had her issues or whatever. She still went through a lot. Like she really did go through a lot, you know, because out of the both, like, and nothing against the you know, the other Aunt Viv, but Janet Hoover was that's my Aunt Viv.
Yeah, she was a lot of people. But like I said, it's good to see her and Will back on good speaking terms. So I'm looking forward to it. They put up their house, the original house, up for Airbnb.
Yes.
I didn't even bother clicking because I'm like, I know I can't afford it. You know. Is there anything else?
You know what? Did you guys see the versus battle between Patti LaBelle and Gladys Knight?
I did.
I didn't see it.
I don't know about y'all, but I can smell the sweet potato pie and the greens and the fried chicken through my computer screen. I was ready to call one of my aunties. I was like, "Ooh, can I come over and get a plate?" Like,
because this versus battle, it's like, yeah, I respect them too, you know, but I'm not like big on their music enough to really watch a versus battle between them two. Like Brandy and Monica, yes, you know, perfectly fine, and everyone else between them. But when it came like to Gladys Knight and Patti LaBelle, like I said, they're great, amazing voices, you know, I had great songs, but I wasn't big on their catalog like that to really watch. So that's why I didn't check it out. But was it a good
Yeah, it was good. It was really interesting because they had a lot of subtle, like, petty jabs at each other. Which was,
they're divas, so yeah,
it was really
they're going throwing hella shade the whole time.
Was flexing so hard on that versus because
well, she made a whole trailer, right? Like a Disney
they made a trailer,
leading
right?
up to it.
No, they both did.
I think they both did.
wow.
They both did.
But Patti LaBelle literally had like a box of shoes, like different Louis Vuitton shoes next to her on the couch or whatever, and she changed her shoes during the versus battle, and like they wasn't even standing up; they were sitting down. So it's like, why do you even need to change your shoes? It's like, yo, like
divas are hella petty and throw mad shade. So
personally,
it's like,
I think if they're gonna do another verse battle, they should do another one. But except they're not even singing; it's just they both cooking. Like who gonna make the best greens and the best sweet potato pie? Because I always felt like this. I feel like Patti LaBelle is like that grandmother that you go to a house and she's like, she got a plate waiting for you and everything, and she lets you stay up late. You know what I mean? And then I felt like Gladys Knight is that grandmother that like she slips you that $100 bills. Like, don't tell your mama I gave it to you, baby. Go buy yourself something nice.
I feel like
you feel one.
I personally feel it was a tie. This is how I feel about the versus battle. Well, their versus battle. I felt like this about their versus battle, Brandy and Monica's, and DMX and Snoop Dogg's. And I think you've even said it, that it didn't feel like a versus. It just felt like two artists celebrating their music.
Yeah, and that's what it felt like.
That's what it feels like, you know. Except for, I just want to know, who was the DJ before they came on? Because he did something that was blasphemy. Like, you know what I'm talking about. He played Before I Let Go, but he did not play the Beverly Mays version. He played the Beyonce version. I was like, this is not the night to do that.
Patti LaBelle was like, that's not my song. That's not my song. I'm like, somebody definitely lost their job today.
Exactly.
Somebody got fired.
That was not the night. You're supposed to play the original. Okay, you're not. That wasn't a night for that. Who did that DJ? Was it you, Starks? I feel like that was one of your friends. That this was DJing off
somebody
their
had a Spotify playlist like that. My bad. I just got to skip.
Who would y'all want to see upcoming for some versus battles? Whether it be singer, producer, rapper.
I'd say might get flack for this, but I think Destiny's Child versus TLC would be a good versus.
That would be good.
I don't think too many people can go against TLC or Destiny's Child.
Hit for hit, yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I would like to see that too. Anybody else?
I would actually like to see T.I. versus Lil Wayne, just for the title of King of the South. Just for the title. No. Why are you shaking your head?
I feel like Lil Wayne would take it a little too
Lil Wayne
easy.
would take it by far.
Yeah. The thing is, I like T.I. better. I like him as a better rapper. But I think when it comes to something like that, when they're comparing like catalogs and hits, as much as I like T.I., I think Lil Wayne, I don't even think it would. I think Lil Wayne would take it like it would be too easy.
Maybe like T.I. and Jeezy.
T.I. and Jeezy would be more balanced, I feel.
T.I. was trying to do the T.I. 50 Cent thing, and people was kind of like, nah, that wouldn't make sense. But it actually kind of does.
If they did T.I. and Luda, it would be better.
No, I think I would give that to T.I.
It's going to T.I.
But I understand what you're saying with T.I. and 50, because during that era of hip-hop, they were the two top guys.
Yeah.
They were the two top guys.
And so if you take, like, T.I. has a lot of, like, big singles that people don't really give him credit for. Like, you know, Swagger Like Us is T.I.'s song, essentially.
Yeah.
And he had the best verse, in my opinion, on that record.
That's the conversation.
I love Kanye's verse, to be honest with you.
I like Wayne's verse.
I love the way he kicks off the song. I just, I don't really, even when I DJ, I don't play it past. I don't play it after Kanye's verse and the hook. Next song.
And a pure fantasy for versus battle. If it was like maybe 8 years ago, Kanye Jay-Z would be such a good time to watch.
It still would be today.
It would be.
You wouldn't be able to get Kanye to sit still for an hour.
Yeah,
I would love to see that.
They've been trying to get Kanye versus Pharrell. They've been hyping that up too.
That would be
amazing.
Really good.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I will watch the
Just
whole.
on
I'm gonna say Kanye versus the Neptunes is like I'm gonna be proper with it. Unlike the general audience, Kanye versus Pharrell, because like a lot of this hits that Pharrell would play would be Neptunes produced stuff. I get it. Like later on, like they both kind of like started doing some of their own separate production, and now they've linked back up, and now they've been together producing for artists again and stuff like that, which is great. But if they really gonna do it like that, if you're taking Kanye's catalog from then till now and Pharrell's, like it has to be Kanye West versus the Neptunes.
I think Eminem though.
If Eminem did a versus,
who would he battle though?
Yeah,
he could either battle Jay-Z.
That's what people were saying.
Nas.
No.
Nah.
Jay-Z versus Nas.
Okay.
There's not too many people that can battle Eminem.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Like I said, the best I think
Machine Gun Kelly.
we already seen how that went.
Eminem T.I.
Eminem would take it easy.
Yeah, that's an easy landslide.
I would say Lil Wayne, Eminem.
Okay, yeah.
Lil Wayne, Eminem, Drake, Lil Wayne, Drake, Eminem. Like, even if you did Eminem, Kanye, like I think those four would all have amazing like versus battles. Like honestly, you know what I mean?
I think Ashanti.
You said Kendrick?
Kendrick catalog.
I want to see Kendrick, but not yet. I think he's
I
still
would do Kendrick versus Cole. I think that'd be.
I would tune in for that because I'm a J. Cole guy.
Or even Kendrick versus Big Sean, just cause.
Kendrick gonna take that.
Kendrick Cole though, that would be.
Kendrick Cole would be great, yes, because
they already have that.
Like, they should do Kid and Play versus like DJ Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith. You know, Fresh Prince.
That's a good idea. That might be on its own right there.
You know, that would be a good one. You know, but
you know what? I would love to see because I think they equally have hits. Even though maybe Dre has more of the mainstream hits, I would love to see personally Dr. Dre versus DJ Premier.
Well, DJ, he did one.
He did one.
He did with
RZA.
He did with RZA. Yeah.
I know. He okay.
That was like a neck and neck.
That was really good.
Yeah,
but
that was the best versus. It was the first versus and the best one.
No, the first one was Swiss Beats and Timbaland.
Oh yeah, okay.
And see, I would have rather had seen Timbaland. Much as I love Swiss, I would have rather seen Timbaland and Pharrell. That would have been like just hit. That would
have been good. That'd have been good. Man. But we'll see what happens with Verzuz. Hopefully, it doesn't get picked up by some dumb big corporation.
Peacock.
Exactly. Streaming out.
Late night talk show host is gonna turn. What's that dude? What's
Jimmy Fallon?
Not Jimmy Fallon. What's the other guy? The fat British dude.
James Corden.
Yeah, bro. Nobody wants to see him host this shit.
No.
He corny as hell.
Terry Crews.
I would rather him or Nick Cannon.
So did y'all see what Terry Crews said recently? He was saying like,
now?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Terry Crews segment.
We're saying there because like, what did he do now? Like you. Yeah.
He said, "You're not a successful black man until you've been called a coon." And that's some cool shit to say. Is
that his defense for that everyone's saying that about him? Like that's your comeback?
Yo, I do not support this man at all. I stopped watching any of his movies. Like if somebody's watching White Chicks, as much as I love the Wayans brothers,
that's his character in real life.
I can't watch.
He wasn't acting. That was him.
That was even method acting. Like that was really.
He said, "Coon, conquer our own negativity."
Yeah,
coon. Like really. Like, what were you thinking when you put that out there? Like, we said that whole thing before, but I guess I didn't hear about it because it probably got to the point where every time Terry Crews said something dumb, the world is just starting to just ignore him. Terry Crews, and there was like maybe if we ignore him long enough, it'll go away. Terry Crews is the type of black dude that order extra mayo on a sandwich, and the mayo is not even Hellman's, it's Miracle Whip.
Damn, Terry.
He's the type of dude that just makes Miracle Whip milkshakes and hope that it will just turn him inside out. Like he uses probably Dove soap, so like this wash. He's like, I gotta wash the blackness off me. It's like, dude.
Remember, folks, conquer our own negativity. Whatever.
With other people who say a lot of things, we were mentioning it before, but Kanye back on Twitter.
He's at it again. He's back. I mean, but this time. What he's saying, yes, I'm on point. Like this has been the first thing he said in a long time.
For those who don't know, what did he say?
So he's been getting very outspoken against the record industry as a whole and pushing. What he's saying is nothing new about owning your masters, and he feels like a slave to his label now. All this stuff. So it's not anything that hasn't been said before. It's other artists have been saying what he's saying now for years. And he feels the need to really speak out about all these issues he's been having with the record company and labels and all this stuff like that.
He uploaded his entire contract page by page onto
but
Twitter,
Kanye,
which is like
like-
not legal.
For you know why? Because he needed someone else to read it because he didn't hire a lawyer the first time to read it for him. So he's like, look, hey, can y'all take a look at it? Because this is what I probably should have did. You know, I should have had someone look over this, you know, years ago. But he didn't.
I could even look at it like Kanye. I will DM you, be like, "Hey, listen, bro. I ain't no lawyer, but I could tell you, you're getting screwed.
They got you, Chief.
They got you with no Vaseline."
See, and the thing about Kanye is like anybody that's a producer knows, or in music, he uses a lot of samples, so he has to pay to get those samples cleared. So he's losing money in that aspect alone instead of just, you know, making an original beat like fully. And then with Kanye, he also, it's like he times his tweets and stuff. Like he puts out these random rants anytime like an album comes near, or anytime he's going through a midlife crisis or something
Yeah,
like that.
he definitely has a rollout for how he pushes his albums.
Yeah,
you
I'm
know?
just,
So we know it's Kanye.
Yeah, like I think I could have went without seeing a video of him pissing on his Grammy. On
Yeah, he
Twitter.
did. He did like put up. What was the video? 'Cause I
Yeah.
seen like
Yeah,
a picture
it was
of
a
it. I
video.
didn't know it was a whole
video.
video.
It was in the toilet.
you watched that?
Unfortunately,
Your card on the
I did-
desk.
I did so
You are a
like
product.
Twitter.
You are a product of your generation, kid. You actually watched this. A grown man. piss
Speaking of
on-
watching questionable things, you also,
Oh,
know
please
where you're going
don't.
with this, though.
Please don't.
We have
wait,
to.
what's
We have
happening?
to.
What's
We have
Please
to.
happening?
don't.
We have
Please
to.
don't.
Where are we going with this?
We have-
I know exactly
I
where
know
it's
exactly
going.
where he's going to.
Where's he going?
Speaking
That
of
was not my
questionable
fault.
things, man.
That was not
So
my
my
fault.
man, those who don't know, Chris Evans had
Oh,
had a leak this weekend, and apparently he uploaded a picture of his private area by accident to his Instagram or something like that, and
Whoops.
it went viral. And my man over here got the first
No.
look.
Oh.
So somebody I know retweeted it and they put like Chris Evans ... I was like, oh wow.
where's
Is he in a
this
movie?
picture? I'm just kidding.
Hey man, that boy
He
sucks.
being dead ass. He being dead ass serious right now.
So I opened the picture and I'm like, oh, someone I know retweeted it, and then I saw it. I was very I was really like, why?
It's like a full blown nude, or is it
I
like
didn't
something
look-
from the waist down?
I
Like,
didn't look-
can you see that it's actually Chris Evans?
I didn't look too long. I really just clicked out as soon as I saw
Lying.
anything.
That was an assistant.
I mean, how do you accidentally upload a?
No one accidentally up.
That's what I'm saying.
Just quiet, look,
Yeah,
listen.
that's like,
Because with Instagram, you got to go through a few clicks, you know, for you have to select the picture,
What?
hit the next button. They ask you, you know, what if you want to tag people, what filters. They give you a lot of. Are you sure?
Like, there are
Did you
steps.
want to?
Is your dick in this picture?
Exactly.
You know
Let
if
me
you're
ask you
uploading a
one
pic.
last time. Is your in this picture?
Are you really sure you want to upload your?
All right, there you go. You know, put your description. Now it's out in the ether. Like
We
everyone
added
sees
a couple
it.
hashtags for you.
Exactly. You know. Here you go, Chris Evans. We didn't think you needed this, but all right, you know. Hey, I mean, the only thing, that's why with Instagram, I don't think you can accidentally. There's too many clicks, you know, and stuff to go through it. If it was something like, you know, what used to scare me, like Facebook used to have this thing. At the very top, it would show your camera roll on like your news feed, and so I would see the pictures, and I would get my heart would drop. I was like, is this shit on Instagram? Like, did I accidentally upload it? Like, bro,
Now you go into your Instagram and see if it uploaded. You're like,
so like Facebook used to scare the hell out of me with that shit, which literally show your camera roll at the very top, and it's asking you, do you want to upload these pictures? So I would see like pictures and stuff like I took, stuff like girls sent me, and I was just like, yo, is this on Instagram? Like my heart would literally drop. So it's like
Zuck.
Don't
be a dog.
Yeah,
Just
receipts
don't.
out here.
It's not. It's more work to cheat than actually be faithful. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, this is too much work. This is better for me just to leave
Like
your
I
ass.
like being able to open my phone in front of my girl and not have anything to worry about. Like that is a luxury.
That is.
Everyone knows me. Everyone knows I ain't been the most loyal person like to people out with. So like, see my girl pick up the phone.
Stop making you nervous. Why you shaking?
Making me nervous. The
The Jordan
scene from Jordan Peele's sweating. Like that would be me every time my girl picked up the phone. Like, even my phone.
So there's nothing worse.
And I'm like, please don't be her. Please don't be her. Please don't be her.
No,
please
there's
don't be her.
nothing worse because you know.
Why is Pizza Hut texting you at 2:30 a.m.? I mean, he ain't the only dog. I mean, what's her name? Yeah, Cardi B and Offset are now divorced. So if you want to talk about people being dogs, and he put it out. He said it. He said, "I'm a dog."
Listen.
So I wasn't surprised when the divorce came up because they broke up before.
They did.
They did.
He went on stage and then to that apology.
He showed up on stage in the most hood way possible. Like this how you know you and your girl hood. You dating a girl from the Bronx, but you go up on stage and your apology is, "I'm sorry, bro." Like, like that's how you. Bro. That's I'm sorry, bro. I wish I could just go to my girlfriend and then talk like that. Like I'm talking to one of my boys. Like plus if we like me and my boys got into something, it's just like we trying to piece it up. "I'm sorry, bro." Like you talking to your wife, the person who had your kids. Like I'm sorry, bro. Like come on, and I'm not surprised by this divorce. Like
all I'm gonna say is this: let this be a lesson, ladies. That just because you got that WAP does not mean that your vajayjay is cheat proof. Okay, simple.
I mean, Beyonce got cheated on. Nobody
said. Nobody said. I don't care. You can have all the WAP, and nobody say. And it's going back to what you said, he was like, "I'm sorry, bro." It's like Method Man. Remember, and all I need is like, "You my." Like, and I got mad love to give you my.
I mean, like I said, if that's how your man talked to you, then you could expect the least, from him. But
he had that whole thing where he was caught cheating and then like pretended that he was hacked on Twitter.
Yeah.
And this was after they broke up for the first time. Balls in my face. "Oh, I'm hacked. No, I'm sorry."
Real easy to say that. No, that was you, bro. You was not hacked at all. And now with the divorce thing, we seen like hacked. Okay.
But is it real this time, or is it just part of a rollout?
Apparently the paperwork is put in
Okay.
but like they didn't
she
announce
filed it with
like
the
TMZ
state of
and like the
Georgia.
other things.
Yeah, they
found
broke the whole thing.
documents.
Because I know Cardi was saying like for now on she's not addressing like media rumors, and like she made her OnlyFans, and her OnlyFans is just to address rumors.
Yeah.
So maybe she'll address it
it's
there.
this. Like I'm not subscribed. I'll see. But it seems like this is
Because they
for
haven't
really
said anything
serious.
about it.
Yeah, I haven't
This
seen
is
anything.
just like they found the court
And they said
document.
she filed for it.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't think that they're at a point in their career they don't need to do this for no publicity or any album rollouts. Like she had the biggest song this year so far. You know what I mean? What she needs? What do they need to do to fake a divorce? For any of that to mess up the trajectory of, her current big single right now. So I'm pretty sure it's a real thing. I don't see why they need to fake it. But hey, she
probably got all the money from WAP, and then she was like, you know what?
Peace.
I don't need to be in it.
I don't need to be.
I don't need
When
your
the last time Migos had a hit like this?
Because their last single,
It's
it's sampled "Get in My Car" by 50 Cent. It just came out like.
I haven't heard it.
Yeah, and that's the
I didn't
thing.
even know it was
Nobody's
out.
really heard it. Like,
Damn, I didn't even know Migos was dropping.
I just randomly heard it
I thought they were on
in
a
an
little
Uber ride back home.
The last song was the Offset one featuring Cardi B.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, look it up. It's
Wow.
Migos featuring I think NBA YoungBoy. It's forgot the name of the song, but yeah, it just came out recently and no one's talking about it. So
Well, that was the problem. They got NBA YoungBoy on there.
Yeah, right.
damn.
How many of these NBA, YBN is
Stop using
3LW?
Stop using alphabet for your names, right?
Oh, these all like your these are your people. So one of them with the Corday, which I know is definitely the best one out of the ones I've heard. Like he dropped the whole YBN from his like name. Like he just Corday now, which makes sense. Which was great. Like I said, he was the best one I've heard. He definitely he had a promising career ahead of him. I seen him he put up a picture of him in the studio with Q-Tip. So it's like I think a lot of people when you're getting cosigns like from legends like that, you got to realize your potential. And I think that's why he was like, I got to drop these YBM young boy never broke whatever shit. Yeah.
But I like that. You can definitely tell somebody with wisdom in his corner. Like, listen, you don't need to do that. Like,
yeah.
Just be your own man.
Somebody else has been going through some weird 180 NLA, NBA, MLB chopper. Is that
NLE chopper?
Yeah, is that him?
That's his name. I don't know.
WNBA,
NHL,
WWE,
NHL, and MLB,
2K.
FCC, BBC, MTV, BET, CMT, TMZ,
BBC.
The TV stations should start sponsoring the rappers.
Yeah, right.
NBC, Rocky.
Yo, they call me
Streaming on Peacock.
Yo, they call me BBC Greg, son. Catch me on Doctor Who next week, son. Dropping bars.
But he's been like going through like a whole change apparently, like getting all spiritual. I've been seeing things, but then I had to do some background research, but I did it on Twitter, so I was looking through comments and they were like, well, he's only doing this because something came out about him. Did he held his pregnant like baby mom someone at gunpoint or beat her up or something nonsense like that? So I think he's trying to just, apparently this is all just pretend, just for that negative publicity. So I mean, I don't listen to him, so I don't follow his career, so I don't know, but that these are y'all NBA, YBN,
I don't listen to that.
DCEU, MCU.
Like I know for our like me, Murdoch, and Leroy's generation, like one of the standout albums was like Get Rich or Die Trying. Like, what's your generation's Get Rich or Die Trying?
Probably Drake. It's more than it's
Which
a lot
album?
of Drake. Probably Views.
What?
A lot of people.
Wow.
Wow,
Richard
that album
Pryor.
was trash.
It-
I thought you would have said Take Care.
Not a bad
Or
album,
at least
but
that
No,
was
it,
a-
it probably is Take Care.
Take
but-
Care was a classic to me. It was out of all Drake's album was his best one, but Views.
But my generation sees it as Drake doesn't miss. It's like Drake, you can put anything on it, he does not miss.
Okay, that's gonna be another episode. I see Jay looks so like he.
Probably even Pop Smoke, to be honest. Our
But
generation is-
you gotta.
I can see that.
I could.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna like say anything because honestly, like, okay, say like our thing, like you say, Get Rich or Die Trying. Now the ones before us probably was looking at it like Get Rich or Die Trying. Nah, that's nothing on Illmatic. And then people who just loved Illmatic was like, nah, this ain't nothing on what was the name of LL's not Walking with the Panther, Bigger and Deffer, something like that. So it's like it's just every generation has their artist, their album, their like little centerpiece, and it doesn't always mesh well with other generations. I'm at the point where I can look at the era from each one and see exactly why people meshed with it, why it resonated with everyone. Like even if I didn't like it, like I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of Views at all. Like again, when I think of his better albums, I'm gonna think Take Care and Nothing Was the Same. Even his mixtapes, like great, but. But if
Yeah, I see it as my generation sees it as from Views on, Drake was like the guy.
I thought
yeah.
you said, I thought it started like way before that.
It was to me. It was way before that because
Yeah.
Take Care.
Comeback season or something.
Yeah, because Take Care had a lot of hits on that album, man.
Yeah.
A lot. To me, I feel like that album does not get credit as a classic.
I think Scorpion was better than
Scorpion was, yeah.
Views. My
Yeah,
opinion.
it was. I mean, and Scorpion to me even still wasn't that good, but it wasn't bad, but it was okay. You know what I mean?
It's too long.
it didn't need to be a double-sided.
No one's doing double-sided albums
Listen,
anymore.
it was a reason it was too long. He was feuding with Pusha T. He had to say, forget all these love songs right now. Let me respond with some hardcore rap to this man.
That's that pride, baby. I put it aside, yo.
Yeah.
Just do
Let me
you.
not actually respond.
Exactly.
My generation sees it as he didn't have a filler song in that album. Like all of it was.
I felt like it was the opposite. I felt like a lot.
It was all fillers. I
Scorpion
felt like it was
a lot of
all fillers.
No. There was no.
Y'all can say what y'all want. That is not Michael
My
Jackson
man,
on that track,
that
bro.
is
That is the Weeknd
That-
doing his
my man
best
had
Michael Jackson
Michael
impression. But anyways, I'll just do the outro real quick. Thanks again, everybody, for joining us. Stark, J. Holland, Murdoch, Greg, me, Leroy Green. I don't even know if I introduced myself in the beginning, but y'all know who it is. Same guy, same bad time, same bad place. We'll see you guys next week. Appreciate it.
Peace.
Peace.